what's different about playoff games when you two get out there, and specifically for tonight's game, AD defensively, what did you see there?
I mean, obviously we had great chemistry, and you know, in the postseason, obviously, every possession is very important, and you got to dial in and understand assignments, things of that nature. So, we've had pretty good success as a combo, and we want to try to continue that. But tonight, it was our supporting cast that won us the game tonight, and obviously AD set the tone defensively with those 7 blocks and just changing shots at the rim, taking charges, things of that nature. But our supporting cast definitely brought us home.
You said pretty early on that Austin had earned your trust, for sort of obvious reasons for you. But how did it get to the point of tonight's that rhythm that he got in? What were you guys going to, and what was the focus there?
We trust him with the ball in his hands early in the game and late in the game. So we got something going in the fourth quarter, and after every stop, or if we didn't get a stop, whatever, I think Jaren Jackson went like a 5-0 run by himself when we went up 7. We went back to AR and just put the ball in his hands. He was able to hit a pull-up 2, able to hit a 3 when they kind of had a soft switch, and then hit another pull-up 2 to kind of put us up 8. So he closed the game for us offensively.
LeBron, you guys weren't as sharp as you had been over kind of the final last week of the regular season into the playing game, and Austin told us that, well, he had a feeling that the level of play would look a lot better from the group, starting with you and AD addressing the team on Thursday and kind of talking about locking in. As much as that message that you could share, could you tell something about like what you were trying to tell the group about setting the tone for this playoff run?
I mean, listen, we've kind of been in like desperation, kind of playoff mode for about 2 months now, because we didn't really have much room for error to lose games or whatever the case may be if we wanted to put ourselves in a position to play right now. But when the playoffs start, it's even more dialed in and understanding assignments, not making mistakes. We can't have multiple possessions where we're not running back on defense, or we turn the ball over, and obviously, me and AD had the majority of the turnovers tonight. So even when we turn the ball over, we got to get back and set our defense. But offensively, defensively, we got to be as dialed in as you possibly can for 48 minutes. And I thought the guys definitely understood that assignment and were really good tonight. But I think we could be even better.
LeBron, Rui tied the Lakers record for most points off the bench in a playoff game. How important was he tonight, and just the timely shots that he hit as well?
I mean, it speaks for itself. He was huge. Like you said, he had timely shots. They made runs in the third quarter. He had 2 threes in a row. They made another run, in the fourth quarter. He had another 3 off an AR pump fake drive behind the back pass. He also had a beautiful turnaround baseline jumper by their bench. But he was just on time, on target all night tonight, and we needed that, especially coming off the bench, especially as well as their bench is. They got so many great players to come off their bench, so we was able to counter that where Ruiz began.
LeBron, speaking of Hachimura, he's talked a lot about just, your words and what they've meant to him in terms of just building his confidence. Obviously, he's like a really respectful kid. What have you found just about trying to like unlock that thing in him? Like, what is it? How have you been able to kind of get him to the point where he could have the kind of performance he did tonight? And also, just how happy were you for him?
I think that's just part of my leadership, being able to, find what sparks every individual to try to reach their potential. The same with Rui. I see the type of player he is, what he can become. And I just try to stay in his ear, give him positive motivation, give him positive messages, let him know how important he is to our team. And in order for us to reach the goal that we want to reach, he has to be a huge part of that. So, and he wants to be. He's asked me multiple times, what can I do to help the team win? And I tell him exactly what I think he can do. And it's not about making shots. That happens. You can make shots, whatever the case may be. But his presence alone, his size, his athleticism, it just brings another dynamic to our ball club. And it's something that we didn't have early in the season when we had this type of length. Now with Vando and myself and AD and Rui, we got a lot of length out on the floor. So it definitely helps us be a complete team, and he's a really good player.
That sparks, when you say you're trying to find the thing that
I can't tell you everything. You have to pay attention. That's all. You have to pay attention on a day-to-day basis, and know every individual is different. So you have to try to figure out how you can get the most out of every individual, and it's different ways. I think it comes from being a father. I think too. Having 3 kids, I understand that. I gotta, parent my kids differently to get the best out of them. Some of them I can yell at. Some of them I gotta be more comforting, kind of. Some I need to pull away to the side, and some I can yell in front of the group, and they be fine with that. So I think that helps.
Last 3, Dan.
Hey, LeBron. I apologize if you've been asked a version of this, but it's hard to think of a fourth quarter. I mean, I know AD got a couple dunks down the stretch, but a fourth quarter where I think the 2 you guys had taken only 2 field goal attempts for the big chunk of that. What does that say about the trust level that you've developed with Austin, Rui, D'Angelo, like these guys? Even though it's I guess still a moderately new group, like it felt like you really trusted those guys down the stretch?
Absolutely. I mean, we found something that was going. I mean, it's an old saying: if it's not broke, don't fix it. So, AR was able to see a couple shots go in, and we ran that pick and roll, the double pick and roll, where he was running the D'Lo said the first one, 80 clean up, and first one he was able to reject, get a pull up 2. Second one he came off, they had a switch, but they soft switch, he hit a 3, came back down, he was able to hit another pull up. Another one, they shrink the floor on one of them on me. I was able to, he came off, read it properly, kicked it to me, I was able to hit a 3. So it's just, when you know that you're playing with cerebral guys, and guys that got high basketball IQ, then you trust that they'll make the right play for the team.
LeBron, with your postseason success, I don't want to make this bigger than it is, but to get this win on the road in a 7-2 series, especially you had said how well you guys were playing down the stretch, what's it mean for some of these young guys that don't have as much playoff experience?
I mean, it's good to get a game under their belt, to know what the postseason is all about, and even if you've played one series or whatever, just to get back into the flow of things. And I think that's very key for our young guys. It's AR's first playoff game, so it's good to get that under his belt. And a lot of our guys that's not as experienced in the postseason, it's good to get another postseason game under their belt, so they know what to expect. But we need to be a lot better in game 2. They're going to go back and they're going to counter, and I mean, we have 15 turnovers for 15 points. We can't do that. We got to be a lot better, and that starts with me, obviously. And we got to do a little bit better job on the glass as well, even though for the majority we controlled it, but we got to do even better, because that's what they're very good at. So we're going to look at some things that we can do better, and hopefully be even more in tune on Wednesday.
Last question.
LeBron, for someone like you who's been a part of countless playoff games, what was it like for you just to watch someone like Austin in his first career playoff game do what he did, and then for you as a leader, just kind of run me through what the conversations have been like with Austin leading up to
well, it's
this?
not surprising to me. I knew from the first practice that we had when we grabbed him that it wasn't going to be long. He wasn't going to be a two-way player for long. But then a couple weeks went by. I knew he was going to get a guaranteed contract at some point. I just know, I've been around the game long enough to know great basketball IQ players, and I know the type of players that fit with my game, and I knew Austin would be that right away. So, and I got to give a lot of credit to Coach Vogel on just throwing him into the fire and let him learn on the fly, and allowing him to make mistakes and allowing him just to play through a lot of stuff. But I knew the type of player that we was able to get, in Austin. So it's not surprising what he was doing tonight. Maybe to some of you guys who either don't watch him as much or don't cover him as much, but for me, it's not. I'm extremely happy for him, and I want him to do it again. Appreciate it.